All right. Hey, welcome back. So this is going to be a today's topic video for the 15th of August. All right, so let's go ahead and just see what's the big message. And I wanted something a little bit more abstract. So we have this queen, and she is opening up kind of like oh gosh, I forget the name of them now, but these Fabergé eggs. Um, and what is, to her astonishment, what is flying out is scads of little golden fairies. So it kind of feels like we have magic afoot. It feels as if someone whose life may tend to be a little bit rudimentary, a little bit, by the book, could have something quite magical suddenly pop up into their life, something unexpected, something that could feel a bit like a miracle, even. Let me get cards, something from the celestial energies. We have power, selection, motive, also called the cardinal mode. Power signs are defined by the dominance of their professional, societal, familial, and personal aspirations. They select for what can help them best to achieve these ends and destroy that which doesn't. So, I mean, we got a nice powerful energy here. We've got strong influence of Aries, of Pisces, of Libra, and of Leo. Um, the fact that we have such, you know, energy, the energy of, like, you know, the geographical energies as well. We have mountains, and we have, like a waterfall, and we have just kind of like images of the power of nature. These are forces of nature. I'm feeling like this entire story is probably going to be a little bit more focused on maybe the power of magic, um, even though she comes across as a very powerful person. Doesn't matter. Even a character who thinks, like, life is what I make of it, and I've made it a really, meaningful life, they can still be delighted like a child over unexpectedly beautiful, like mysterious things that can happen in life. I think this is trying to help a character who's very strong remember that there's still more to life than the stuff that we can feel and touch and build and grow with, conscious effort. There's still magical things that pop up that we can't account for, the wild cards, the things that show up in life. Now, I'm not saying that this character is in any way mundane or bored with their empire. I mean, this is a queen. She's got a big old, jewel encrusted crown. She's probably living a great life. But I do think her life is a little bit like she kind of thinks that she's seen it all, she knows it all. She is a little bit bored. Four of Cups can be boredom. Having an organized life, even a really luxurious one, um, that too can make a character almost forget that life is exciting. I know it would sound weird, like how is a queen who's living in a luxurious, world that she's created, how could she possibly get bored with all that she's created? It's because there still has to be the mystery and the unknown. And if we think that there is nothing more for us to be delighted by or mystified by, yes, it could be a boring life. We have Six of Wands. She's bored with even her own achievements. She's a little bit bored with other people's achievements also. If she runs in a group of like really high functioning, awesome people, even that, it's like, yes, but I want the unexpected. I want something to shake up my world. I mean, we could say, wow, isn't she, entitled or a brat, right? Her life is really good, so she's bored with it. That's not quite the point I'm trying to make with this. It's not quite the point that we see here. What it is that she needs something for her creative mind. She needs something that reminds her that we don't have it all figured out, that there's still mysteries to be solved, and there's things to get excited about, and not everything in life has to be perfectly organized and detailed and answered and everything put in its perfect place. You know what I would liken this to? One of the reasons I really love Greece is because I've always thought the Greek landscape, there's always a wildness to it. And that it always felt very free to me, as opposed to other landscapes or even other cities that are beautiful, but maybe like every cobblestone is in perfect repair and in perfect position and perfect place, and not a weed grows between any of the cobblestones. That's a little too oppressive for me. I like things that are a little chipped and a little broken. I like ancient. I like vintage. I like things that have some character. I like things that are a little bit, scuffed and rubbed off, and the corners are a little bit chipped, and it lets, some little green plants grow up in between. That's just my personal taste. The reason I'm explaining it this way is because I think this is a queen who has perhaps become so, everything has been so very organized and structured that it wasn't leaving a lot of unstructured playtime, if you will. And so she kind of needs something to wow her, something unexpected to show up and kind of shake up her world. We have Justice, we have Empress, and we have Three of Wands. This actually reminds us that as much as maybe she needs a miracle, she needs something different. One of the reasons she is like very high functioning is probably because she has had plenty of things stacked against her in her life, and she's had to push herself very, very hard to become professional, to become really successful, to become, because what do you do when the chips are stacked against you? Um, I mean, flight or fight. Well, she's a fighter. So she, and to be disciplined and to fight her way back through life and make something out of her life, especially if she had some real disadvantages in life, that has made her who she is. And she is extremely impressive. But at the same time, she's she's reached the upper echelon of some area in her life, and she needs something new to look forward to in her future. It's almost like she's not the kind of person who wants to just kind of like sit on her laurels. She will get bored, but she needs something, some other adventure. She needs to, you know, travel across the desert. She needs to go do something that will be exciting for her future, even though it's not like she's saying, okay, where's the next really difficult thing for me to have to overcome? Because that's all I know, is I just have to keep fighting my way through life and, trying to rise to the top again and again. But to a certain extent, she does need a challenge. To a certain extent, she does need something different to look forward to. And I don't know why this is coming to the surface so much on the 15th. Let me ask that. What is it that is, about the 15th that is reminding her of that? Oh, the 15th could be a day of like an anniversary of something important, significant in her life, like the day something happened and she said, well, I will rise above this. I promise myself to heal from this. She could be kind of consumed with thinking about or having an old memory somehow in the subconscious, like reawaken and remind her that, hey, the reason I am the woman or man that I am today is because I got really hurt. And yeah, I turned that hurt around. It's a part of my life history. It helped drive me forward. But it feels almost like this is her coming full circle on something on the 15th, a thought process. Maybe there's a memory that surfaces. Maybe it's because it's an anniversary of a day or a time when, when she received a message from somebody that really caused her grief and she realized that, hey, that was a painful experience, or something about the 15th is important because it comes full circle. And because when we talk about something coming full circle, it's like we've closed the circle. We've gone all the way around and back to center, and now that's done. She's overcome something. She's overcome a significant betrayal and heartbreak, the way she's overcome other things in life. She's mastered certain things again and again and again. This has been her routine through life. She fights her way through stuff. She makes herself better. She builds a stable life. But then that stable life, that's not enough. She needs more excitement. And I think on the 15th, instead of having a new battle to fight or a new heartbreak to overcome or a new struggle or a new something that's going to do her dirty, and she's going to have to pick herself up and try to struggle forward and, try to excel all over again and rebuild herself again, I think she's going to get a blissful, like, miraculous gift instead. No, nothing more to fight against or for, but rather a gift. That's really nice, because she keeps expecting it's time. I'm almost bored because I've overcome some painful things. I've built my life into something amazing. Now, what's the next hurdle? Because I can't just sit and rest and enjoy I can't just bask in what I've become. I have to still, fight the next battle. And I think this is going to be a big shock to her. There's not a battle coming in, there's a gift. What is this gift that might be showing up in her life? Nine of Cups. She's headed into a very abundant time of her life, a very joyful time of her life. She could end up with that Nine of Cups. She could end up with a gift of some significant wealth. We have rescue. Is that Aretha? Rescue me. Sorry, I'm singing the song in my head. Yeah. I think whatever this is, whoever this is that comes in, whatever these little magical golden fairies are in this card, or whatever this amazing, it looks like, she inherits some castle or some fancy spa or some huge amount of wealth. Maybe she's going to be receiving some massive gift of financial abundance, and it will change her life dramatically. I mean, this actually is card 16. This is card 48. But this is a message for the 15th. But maybe the rescue aspect doesn't happen until the 16th. It's just on the 15th is the day that she seems to be aware that something magical is afoot. I just don't know if she realizes what the implications will be in her life. It's going to shake up her life. It's going to change her life in a really big way. Save her from this routine of thinking she always has to find the next battle. It could be someone who shows up in her world. You notice that we have this little person who's kind of been like seeking her, who's been coming to find her for some time. This could be the love of a lifetime that shows up in her life. It could be someone who is showing up that has been trying to find her to give her something, give her a gift of some sort. Making a choice and moonlight. Whatever this boils down to for her, she will have to go ahead and decide to say yes to this, decide to say yes to this magical, seemingly magical offer that comes in. It will change her life. Sometimes gifts are just things that we get to receive, but other times gifts are things that we have to think before we open our hands and say, yes, I'll accept it, because it could come with, a caveat that if you say yes to this, like if she meets somebody wonderful, she has to be willing to say, yes, I'll be in a relationship with this wonderful person. And now my life will change because we have two people to consider. Where are we going to live? What is our life going to look like if we share it together? Those kinds of things require much more consideration and a deep dive into one's own, subconscious to say, wow, is this right for me? Can I say a wholehearted yes to this? It's magic. It's amazing. It's a gift. But will it change the life that I've built for myself? Yes, her life is going to change. It's not just going to be the life that she has created. She's going to be either sharing it with someone or be asked to move, be asked to change something. I'm feeling like this could be, maybe she's caught the eye of some company, and somebody is headhunting her, wanting her to work for their company, but she'd have to move to do it. That could be an example of this magical gift that comes in, that she didn't build this necessarily with her own two hands the way she typically does. This is some magical miracle that just kind of pops up into her life. She's either being selected by someone to be gifted something huge, or gifted an opportunity, or asked, will you come here and work here? Will you live here? Can I give you this huge, maybe somebody's going to leave her at home or something. It's like, well, you've inherited a house, but it's 3,000 miles away. Will you move there? And she's going to have to think long and hard. Do I accept this gift, this miracle that changes my entire life? Do I want to say yes to it? And it may not be a no-brainer to just say, oh yeah, sure, that sounds great. Because remember, she's built her life into a good life, but she's also a little bit bored with the good life that she's made for herself. And she's closed out some cycles. She's completed some things. She's healed some things. She's ready for something. And then here it is. But it's just not something that she could have anticipated what it would be, because for once she didn't build it herself. Normally she has to build stuff for herself. She's had to, reinvent herself. This time it's a gift coming in, a little gift from the little angels or the little fairies. Eight of Swords. Yeah, it could be hard for her to say yes. Could also be hard for her, even if it's a happy thing and she wants to say yes. She might struggle with saying yes with that Eight of Swords, Two of Pentacles. Why? What is it that is going to be your biggest hurdle, Queen? What is it that you're struggling with? Princess of Wands, Four of Wands. The biggest struggle is really just the sense of disbelief. Is this real? Could this really be? This is everything I would have hoped for and wished for, but that's just not what happens to me. I don't know how to accept a blessing or a miracle that comes through. Could this be real? And here we have, our Isis wings, and she stands on the foot of the Sphinx, which is like the great mystery, the great enigma. Like, can I really believe that this mysterious happening is really intended for me? Can I really say yes to this? Can I believe that this is really going to be my happiness and this is meant for me? Her biggest hurdle is she's not used to good things happening for her, and she's got to wrap her head around that. And then she has to fully embrace it. If this is about a romantic partner, if this is somebody who is showing up in her life, somebody that is asking her to be a part of their life, again, this might be the first time that she's ever really, this could be a proposal of marriage. Can she say yes to this when this is not the way her life has gone? It's really her biggest hurdle, I think, is wrapping her head around the fact that something beautiful is happening for her simply because it's a gift for her. She's not used to gifts. She's only used to working her tail off for everything she's got. So it's a really sweet thing for her to receive something like this, but it's also uncharted territory. So she'll have to really think about whether or not she can comfortably accept and say yes to these things that might really change the outcome of her life. I hope she can say yes, because even though it's unfamiliar territory, it's such a gift for her. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up. Bye.